Yo, so okay, let's get into it. Cause you know the tea is hot. So last episode we already know what was happening. Why this episode is starting the way it's starting. So the episode started Lauren and MM's fight, continuing, cause MM kept saying, well, Lauren actually confronted MM to say, you was booing me, so what's up? And then MM threw the whole stanky cookie in Lauren's face. So Lauren ran up on MM, and asked her, now how does cookie stank? How does cookie stank? But Lauren was really on some how would my cookie stank if I am a stripper? You understand? So it's like make that make sense. You round this B, going around this beat on some my cookie stank and it's like I'm a stripper, so like why you gotta do all that? Because at that point, like you messing with my bag. That's one thing for someone to say that my cookie stank, but when my cookie is literally my business, that is a whole other, so yeah. But anyway, la señorita cocaína, she hears MM, screaming the whole, and they say yo and they round this B say yo cookie stank, and La Señorita Cocaína, she heard that, well, obviously everybody heard that, and I find it so funny. This next scene has kind of rubbed me the wrong way, because it's like, but let's get in the episode because it gets hella juicier, okay? So La Señorita Cocaína, she hears them saying, Lauren's cookie stank. So, Sam grabbed her and then took her into exile, cause she's like, girl, you said cookie stank, so let's go into exile, cause Sam knew, like not even Sam, the whole house knew. I feel like at that point, immediately after Marie Minx said what she said, like they knew she was finna, like they just knew. Everyone saw that coming, so I'm maybe her excusing herself. It made sense because I obviously at that point, if it had to come out at that specific moment, there was gonna be some real wild shit. So yeah, maybe moving away a little bit was kind of in your favor, but anyway. So, Lauren and MM, they continue exchanging words until Lauren, she ran up on MM again. And then, out of the blue, El Xavier got in the confessional, like literally clowning the whole situation. That was kind of funny because I didn't really expect it. Like, the security guard was just in the confessional. It was kind of funny because it's my first time seeing that, so it's like, it was like watching the security snuck in the confessional room, and I was just like adding 2 cents. It was kind of funny though, cause like his 2 cents, I don't know, man, but it'd be funny anyway. KK took Nasim's picture and she wiped her donkey with it. She like, KK really don't like Nasim. I think it's KK, should be KK. Excuse me if I get some of these names wrong, but yeah, cause I remember I was struggling with G Baby and Becky, or G Becky or Becky G, what? Becky G. I'm gonna call her Becky G. I just call her Becky G, but we know it's Becky. But I sometimes confuse the two. So but KK and Nasim, KK took Nasim's picture and she wiped the donkey with it. But then the girls, they were sitting in different groups and, discussing the whole bullying situation between Mimi and the other girls, which is Nas, MM, and etc. Which is kind of the way they kept circling the situation. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the whole house kind of dragged Mimi's situation. And it's like, okay, Mimi was supposed to stand on business, but it's like, yo, guys kind of dragged that shit, like, for no reason, though. So, they were sitting in the different groups discussing the bullying situation, and, they're just saying their 2 cents, like, is it bullying? Like, how do you feel about that situation? Who's who, who's what? Like, what went where? Who started what? And, that the whole type of shit. I'm not gonna go over that because it's like, they keep going over this thing, so, at that point, let's not waste time. So So the girls, la señorita Cocaína, is sitting on a bed with Tyson. And what should I say, Tyson, yeah, Tyson, and she tells Tyson that she's nervous because she needs to talk to Lauren about shit that she started like in the past. And like, so la señorita Cocaína is basically to like Tyson, like, oh, I need to talk to Lauren about some shit that like happened in the past and blah 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 blah. And I noticed like Tyson, like she's sitting with la señorita, and it's like, okay, cool. But when she's in the confessional though, like in the confessional, she be making these faces, she be dragging a speech like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's like, it's very obvious based on the confession that Tyson don't fuck with. She don't mess with what's her name, la señorita. Cause in the confessional you be like, the way you be talking about it is like, talking about that like annoying. So it's like, okay, I get that you don't like her, cool, but then the whole switching, cause it's like, why then when you're around her, like you cool, like when you're around her, you was cool and shit, but then in the confessional, then you was rolling your eyes, Tyson, that's why Lauren almost beat you the fudge, okay, fudge cake, that's why Lauren, she almost beat you the fudge, because like, same as the señorita Cocaína, huh? Same cloth differences at that point. Anyway, that happened. So la señorita was saying like, basically she knew that she's got a pending fade. She knew that she's got a pending fade, but at that point she's on some, I wanna break the ice. So okay, big ups to you. Finally, you wanna do what you should have done from the first place. I'm not judging you, because at least you taking the initiative at some point, but this is what should have been done from the first place at the get-go, to avoid all of this. But anyway, as the pending fate walks in with G Baby, and G Baby, she's like, la señorita's cocaine, like you could see her adrenaline, like it shot to the roof, cause it's like I'm not okay, let me not say she knew, cause at the end of the day, she was also planning herself to do, or to say her piece, so it's not like she was like completely shocked, but she was obviously like she wasn't the happiest to see Lauren, so that happened, and she started explaining the situation. So Lauren sits on the bed, Lauren and G Baby sit on the bed, and then la señorita Cocaína basically starts explaining the situation, like, so we was on the base, the girls was doing their introduction, like we was getting inside, like, we was popping our shit basically, and okay, let me not exaggerate the situation, but she explained that someone did mention that they like to eat, the cookie. They like to eat cookies. Like cookies is good. So la señorita Cocaína says she likes to eat cookie, and then somebody says, well, I heard that like the cookie in prison stink because la señorita Cocaína has been to prison, hence the nickname la señorita Cocaína, like because the prison thing, even though it's not really la señorita Cocaína, porque but like it's la señorita Cocaína, okay? So that's what I'm trying to say. So she's like, well, someone says like, well, I heard the cookies in jail, they stink, and then la señorita Cocaína decided to say, well, there's people here whose cookies stink. So and she's basically explaining all of this to Lauren, because at the end of the day it's leading up to what she said about Lauren. So then she basically said it, so she's like, so yeah, and then the girls were asking me like, whose cookies stink, and I said Lauren, and I'm gonna skip that part, but basically Lauren was kind of, well, obviously upset, but it was confused, because it's like, why? My thing is, as much as what la señorita Cocaína did was wrong, this is Bad Girls Club, so I think maybe in her head, or like or like her blueprint, she thought like, okay, let me come in with that like mean girl, fake type ish, I really think maybe because they that Bad Girls House or Bad Girls Club, whatever you wanna call it, like the original before Baddies and all of them, like the old Bad Girls was all about being the BICTH. It wasn't about being like the angel and the savior. That's why I started to notice a lot of them kinda be trying to start trouble on purpose, and it's part of the, I guess, game plan. I'm sure that's what they're getting paid for anyway. So I think that's where La Señorita Cocaína was. So maybe in her head she didn't really see the magnitude. She was just trying to start beef, but at the same time it's like, Lauren's a stripper, you're messing with her bag. So you're not just talking ish about her, like you're messing with her bag, bro. Cause shoot, I just imagine being a stripper and then the whole town is going around saying that you's a dumping site. Oh hell nah, hell, oh no. So we can honestly understand Lauren's frustration, but that happened and Lauren was ready to fight La Señorita Cocaína at that point. So La Señorita Cocaína, she turned her head for like a brief second. I'm not gonna lie to you. If I'm being honest, I really feel like Lauren kinda snuck La Señorita Cocaína. Okay, like why? Okay, I get it. Like you, even though you were the victim, so you had the upper hand, but it's like you attacked her when she looked to the side. And it looked like a sneak, at least from the viewer's perspective. Like that, it looked like you kind of snuck her. But anyway, Lauren, she literally jumped La Señorita Cocaína, and she was like, But one of the things I want to say was funny was while La Señorita Cocaína was busy explaining like the whole bus situation and what happened and why things went the way they went. G Baby and Tyson's facial expressions was out of this world. Like they were shocked and they was like what? Like wait, you said that? Bitch, I know you fucking lying. Like they was really shocked. But to be honest, who wouldn't be? Especially finding out that, cause I'm pretty sure that rumor, it floated around for a while before it made its way to Lauren. And I'm pretty sure, because obviously none of these girls is friends. So someone ratted out. I feel like someone ratted out La Señorita long before. But anyway, Lauren, she kept asking, like, why La Señorita Cocaína was busy saying that, and like, why would you say it to me? And then she got up and she was beating La Señorita Cocaína, she got on top of her, like, it was so bad, like, she got on top of her, and that's why I'm saying, like, this thing was circulating around the house, because Lauren did not have any panties on. Like legit, bro, she was on some I ain't got no panties on, dead ass, bro, cause Lauren had no panties on and she was jumping on top of La Señorita Cocaína, trying to put that cookie on La Señorita Cocaína's face and some, please can you confirm? Please, can you just confirm again, please? So yeah, that's what happened. And she was just like, so after the beatdown, La Señorita Cocaína was left on the bed smiling like a clothing store mannequin. Like it was so sad. It was so sad to see her go through that. Like she was just smiling, looking like the mannequins that wear wigs and stuff, like, for the hair salon. Those like, cause the way she was smiling and then with like her eyes, big eyes looking at Lauren, like, girl, get the fuck out of here. Like, I know you fucking lying. Nah, for real, bro, I know you fucking lying. But anyway, that was that. Lauren beat her up and Lauren was like, you finna smell this? You finna smell this cookie? You finna smell this cookie? Cause Lauren was like, she really wasn't gonna let this go. So she swiped her cookie and yeah, she literally put it on La Señorita Cocaína's nose. And she was like, first of all, she was like, you wanna smell this cookie? And then the funny thing is La Señorita Cocaína was like, you want me to? Like, and like the way she said it, I'm sorry, that she had me on the floor. Bitch had me on the floor. I'm sorry. Bitch, you had me on the floor. Cause what you mean? You want me to? You want me to? With a big smile on your face like that, girl, get the fuck on. Like, so while the house is gathered together, La Señorita Cocaína was missing. So they asked, like, where La Señorita Cocaína was at? Like, where she at? Like, where La Señorita Cocaína at? That's when La Señorita Cocaína, she walked in. And then Beyonce implied that she was ducking fades. And that's when Davis said she heard that La Señorita Cocaína was fighting. You know, and it's like, La Señorita, why you fighting? ¿Por qué? Like, come on, Señorita. ¿Por qué, Señorita? ¿Por qué? Like, talk to us. We here. The girls, we here for you, Señorita. ¿Qué es? Huh? So, La Señorita is just like, I feel like she's over it because she got beat. Now she has to explain. She got beat like not in private, but like she got beat in front of 4 people. Now she has to explain in front of the entire house why she got beat, knowing very well that they're not really gonna side with her. So it's just like, damn. But you know, the girls have to instigate everything, like everything. So when, like, you know, after Dava had said she heard La Señorita was fighting, that's when Lauren said, like, you know, I had to beat her up. You know, I had to beat her up. And then she explained the situation, basically, like, what happened. Then the girls, they kept trying to find out, like, how La Señorita came up to that conclusion, because it didn't make sense. Like, how did you get to that point where you understand, like, Lauren Coochie's thing? Like, maybe smelling Coochie, you might not be at fault, but like, how did you allocate the smell accordingly? You know? But anyway, like, you know, after Lauren and La Señorita situation, they had to address the situation between Mimi and the other girls who put her out her room. And now this is like the 100th time, like the 1000th time that they addressing the whole Mimi situation. And it's like, I mentioned this, I think, in my previous episode when I was doing a review recap for Bad Boys. Bad Boys Dominican, like one of them, where I said, like, this whole thing of wanting or needing someone to leave the house, and then you'll you'll start having these forced fights. This is exactly what I was talking about. They started addressing the situation with Mimi and the other girls. So Lauren starts to notice that Baloney, not me, it's Lauren that brought this nickname. Baloney is being a shit stirrer, and she seems to look at her like very annoyed. Like, Lauren looked at Baloney like, this you know. So yeah, like, I'm not gonna lie, like, Lauren makes me laugh, cause she's got these funny facial expressions, even the way, like, her mannerisms and the way she talks, like, you can tell she's like star quality type shit, you know. But anyway, she's like, Baloney's a shit star, and she like looks at her annoyed. Then David addresses Nas. And, you know, as Nas is busy yelling, I wasn't there. Basically, they were talking about the whole Mimi situation. Like, and because they kept saying that Nas, they keep trying to, like, kind of put Nas in the situation. Well, she is involved anyway. But it's just like, Nas isn't really involved. But that's what I'm saying. They was trying to, like, involve her and, like, trying to make a part of it. So she's screaming and saying, I wasn't there when they put her out. Like, she's making it known, like, y'all need to just stop, like, freaking putting me in this shit. Like, and, like, cause y'all bringing this shit up for the 100th time. And then on top of that, y'all putting me in this shit when I'm not even in it like that. Like, the fuck? I'm from Germany, ho. Deutschland. So anyway, Nas was like, and then, cause I mean, shit, like, she brought the brujeria, like, damn, Nas, you brought the brujeria, the Deutsch brujeria, damn, chica, okay, we see you, like, making furniture shaking shit, huh, tsunami ass bitch, damn, Nas. But anyway, that's what I'm saying. So Nas was like yelling, and then they was like, you know, like, she wasn't there, and Nas was like, at this point, like, if y'all really wanna put me in like that, I'm finna get the fuck in. Like, I don't care, bitch. The fuck you think this is? So anyway, you know, Nas was yelling, wasn't there, and then the furniture moved, and Tinkerbell blew the furniture over, G Baby then starts trying to address the house, but they kept talking over her. That was kind of sad. Like, at some point, I feel like they were talking over her by accident, but then once they realized that they were talking over her, they just purposely talked over her. Like, I don't know, it was kind of weird, but anyway, so she was talking, they was talking over her, and then Beyonce says that she feel like Nas doesn't have enough star quality, so she can get the freak one. You know, so Nas was like, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. Like, though, in the way she said it, like, I ain't going nowhere. Like, she really pulled it out, like, and she made it known that I'm not going anywhere. And there's nothing that you can do or say that's gonna make me change my mind or, like, you know, like, just relax. Beyonce, you can relax and keep it to the left. Everything, you know. So Lulu asks if anyone has anything to get off their chest, and then she got into a fight with G Baby. Like, you know, where Lulu asks if anyone has anything to get off their chest, and then she got into a fight with G Baby, not Lulu, but like Becky G. So the house pressured Mimi into catching a fight because she kept ducking. Like, after Becky and Mimi like ran their fight, they ran it about like 3 rounds or so. But then after that, the house started like pressuring Mimi into catching a fight. Like, Mimi kept saying that she's not gonna fight. Like, she kept saying my nose is fucked up, so I'm not fighting, and all of those excuses, right? But the house was like, well, David, like, David stood up and she was like, Mimi, you said you was gonna stand on business, so like, you was gonna stand on business. And then like the way Mimi got up and like the way the camera just like I'm sorry, the way the camera just edited that entire scene or that entire moment, it was so like cinematic. Like, it was funny because it's like David was like, you ain't, like, you need to stand on business, so get the fuck up. And then like the camera just panned over, and then Mimi's like, you know what? Okay, I show you. You want problems? I give you the problems. Who is the problem? Who want problem? You? I give problem with you. Who's want? Huh? But anyway, Mimi was ready to go the freak. Okay. Proud of her. And then they was like, she was basically, that's the funny part, she was like, okay, then who do I go with? Because I mean, at that point she didn't really, Mimi, that situation was already over. Like, yo, post been done with that shit long ago. So at that point, Mimi's like, so then who do I fight? Like, no, at that point, cause y'all keep pressing me the frick to fight. So then who? So then they like Nas. So anyway, Mimi and Nas, they got into a fight. That fight was hectic because, all I'm gonna say is Mimi, she did her big one. Like, when I say she did her big one, she did her big one. And I know she did her big one because the household, and they try to act like it's so weird how they try to act like they ain't seen Mimi though. That was whack as hell. But for the fact that the microphone heard that uppercut, we heard it, we saw it, the house heard it, they saw it, the security heard it, they saw it. Like, why is we acting like Nas is the one that beat Mimi up when it's the other way around? So anyway, Mimi did her big one, and then Baloney and Lauren, they got into it because Baloney keeps like instigating a fight between Lauren and La Señorita, and Lauren feels like, you know, like, I don't know why this hoe, like, she keep trying to instigate this fight, and like we been over it, and Lauren has a point. I ain't gonna lie, cause they over it, bruh. Like, they got over it. Why is you still trying to? It's like Baloney was doing too much. I ain't gonna lie. Maybe it was part of their contract and it's part of her what the payroll. But sis, like, you was just instigating like gasolina. So they got into it and they ran a fight. Baloney and Lauren, they got into the arena fight. Baloney got effed up by Lauren. Like, she kind of did. Maybe not like too much. I'm not gonna say like it was too hectic. Like, you know, like Lauren did the most. But Lauren, she got something. She got something. Like, she really did got something. So it's like, okay, cool. But then, yeah, I know she did, because at the end of that scene, like, Baloney was on the sofa and she was breathalyzing. Oh, like, she was breathalyzing the like, I was like, damn. She was like So after they got that fade, and after Baloney was left on the sofa, after all the way up, breathalyzing, the girls was going to the club, but Mimi stayed home for personal reasons. So she somebody at home, she got personal things going on, so she's not going to the club. While on the way to the club, like Baloney and Tyson, they was like on the sprinter, gossiping about La Señorita, and while she was on the bus, and she just kept quiet and she listened to them talking her name. Eventually, she makes it known, like, oh, hi, I'm on the bus. Even then, like, they kind of had to say, like, oh, Leandra's on the bus, y'all. Like, she. And then it's like, oh, hi. So, anyway, Leandra started popping the shit. And then on the other sprinter, Beyonce started saying, like, Tyson smell like hot dog water. And I was like, shit. Where did you get that? I honestly don't know how Beyonce came up with that, but okay, girl. Okay, girl. Then Tyson reached out to jump Beyonce, and she just snatched a wig. Then Beyonce started clowning the F out of Tyson. Like, she got on Tyson, yeah. So the girls had a time in the club, and luckily no face was rain. They started playing David's song. That was sad. They started playing David's song, and like the club just turned the fuck down. Like they started playing David's song, and then everything just went mwah, mwah, mwah. I felt bad for David because usually they end the episode off with like something dramatic or like something big that would keep you anticipated for the next episode. But in this case, they ended the episode off with people basically turning down and just like not feeling David's music. They were calling David's music whack. Even the cast members, damn, yo. But anyway, yo, we'll see you in the next episode. I'ma catch you, and that's that.